So guys, as promised, we'll be giving you guys updates on this issue of protest. There's a lot of protests happening in different states, and with all the threatening that was happening, with all the threats that came in, with all the army everywhere, it didn't affect this protest. So I'll be showing you guys some from Arise News, and then I'd like to hear your views in the comment section as we watch this video together.
Yes, we are in Ikeja right now. The protesters just left the popular Ikeja under bridge, very close to the computer village, and it has been a marathon for us because we had to, run to catch up with them at every point in time that we're trying to set up this live. Now we had to pick, a tricycle to be ahead of them, to be where I am right now at the moment. So you can see them right behind me. They are trekking from here. Some say they are going to the Alausa Secretariat, that's the seat of government. Others say they are going from here to K2, but we are not sure what the route will look like until maybe we'll get to that junction there. But at the moment, they are singing all manners of protest songs, and you can see inscriptions on their placards. We need grants, not loans. That is one beside me here. I don't know if the camera can see it. We need study grant, not loans. That's talking about the recently launched government. Let me speak to one of the leaders of the protest here. His name is Comrade Declan Eyakere. Declan, good morning.
Thank you so much.
You have been sweating?
Yes, I need to.
So tell me, what are your demands specifically?
Our demands are very simple. Our demands are written in the faces of hungry Nigerians. Our demand is written on the faces of the streets of Nigeria. Now, what we have succeeded in doing this morning is to tell the government that you cannot hold the people back. In spite of all their court rulings, court judgment that they got, what we're saying is that they said they designated Ojota and K2, but before you move to K2 or Ojota, you must have a house. And an average Nigerian does not have a house. And so most of us slept under the bridge today, under the bridge of Ikeja, and that's our home. So we have just woken up from our house under the bridge, and we're moving to the place government has given us as our own flat. So we're moving to our own flat, to the accommodation given to us by the government. But what we're saying is very simple, that the message has been sent that no intimidation can stop hungry and angry Nigeria.
All right, Declan, I'll come back to you. I'm with you throughout the protest. So that's the situation right now in the city of Ikeja. That's the capital of Lagos, and you can hear him. They are moving from here to K2. That's about several kilometers away from here. It's going to be a very long day for the protesters. The security men are here providing security, safety for the protesters. We'll see how this goes. Some say it's Alausa, some say it's K2, but we'll see how it goes. We are still with them. Back to you in the studio, Rufai.
The situation is really getting tense as there is a flare-up of emotions, strong, passionate emotions here, and all is in a bid to secure a better future for the country. But recently, just of late, there is a bit of a misunderstanding between the protesters and the police based on the court judgment that gave a restrictive order for them to do it in a restricted area. So the commissioner of police is saying that the protesters should move into the stadium and not get across the streets to create an obstruction for the free flow of movements. So we have here the commissioner of police in Abuja, Mr. Ben Igwe. Thank you for joining us on Arise News.
Thank you.
What's the situation? There seems to be a misunderstanding earlier on.
There is no misunderstanding. We have a court judgment on court ruling, court order on substituted service, which the barrister Deji Adeyanju is leading them, is aware of. The substituted service said that the order is that they should protest inside the stadium. And we requested that each group that we protest has to come to the police and notify the police. No group has notified the police. We only came here to see some people here, and we said, for the fact you have not notified us and they want to protest, follow the court order, which Deji Adeyanju, the barrister, is aware. The order said, protest inside the stadium. We are not stopping anybody from protesting, but look at how they are blocking the express road. And I said no. Because where their right stops is where another man's own stops. Because as they are infringing into the right of way of people is not good. They are equally trampling on other people's rights on passage. And that's why he said no. They should enter the stadium where the court has given order. They should enter inside. They should carry out their 1,000 pressmen and enter the stadium and protest. They can transmit it to 2,000 word press. I don't care.
So, have you spoken with Mr. Dejade on this?
I've spoken with him. He said I should give him 3 hours for him to organize them to enter into the stadium. I'm giving him 3 hours.
Okay. So, what are your plans today?
I'm here. I am here.
Okay. So, Dr. Ruben, Ayo, and Rufai, that is the situation.
But can you ask him a question?
You have any questions?
Yes.
For the
Can you ask him? Can you ask him that in the event that the protesters refuse to go inside, because it's possible they may also not listen to DG Adeyonju. He as a law enforcement officer and who is responsible for security in Abuja, what options are available to him in the case of recalcitrance on the part of the protesters?
Okay, the commissioner, should the protesters refuse to go in because there is an obvious possibility of the protesters being recalcitrant, what are the options available for you?
Then they are not law-abiding. It's not me that gave the ruling. It's court order.
So what
if they want to breach the court order, they are breaching the court order. It's not my order. It's not the order of the Inspector General of Police. It's not the order of anybody.
So what will he
it's
do?
the order of
so what options are available? What will he do?
So if they are doing it against court order, they know they are equally disobeying.
So what are the consequences?
They should know the consequence. Their barrister is here.
You don't know the consequences?
The barrister is here. He knows the consequence of disobeying court order.
Okay, are you willing to tell us the consequence?
I'm not willing to tell you because he knows the consequence. He's that is leading them.
Okay, let's invite Barrister Dejade Adeyonju. He's here, also here with us. We understand that the police commissioner has appealed to you, has spoken to you, that you should move the protesters inside, which is according to the court injunction. That's according to the police commissioner. What's your response to this?
The protesters are at the stadium. Are we not in the national stadium?
We are there.
The court order says national stadium. They have refused to allow us to go to Eagle Square. We say we will not confront them.
What the police commissioner is saying that inside the national stadium.
No, the court order said stadium, national stadium. That's what the court order say. Koniman die, Koniman bury him. You understand? Koniman die, Koniman is a Koniman. I'm also a Koniman.
So he has spoken to you now as the commissioner of police in Abuja. Are you willing to?
Are we not complying? Are we not at the stadium? Are we at Eagle Square?
Okay, but if he
He's my big brother.
If he insists that you should move into the national stadium,
then they have to carry us in. I've gone to speak as the lawyer. I've advised the protesters. I said, listen, if no matter how uncomfortable you are with a positive court order, whether it is interim, interlocutory, or perpetual, you must try to comply. The law must see you taking steps to comply. You can see that people kept it, but protesters called me as early as 5 a.m. this morning and said they're going to storm the Eagle Square. And I advised them that they should not go there. That they should not go to the Eagle Square because if they do that, they'll be disobeying the court order.
Okay.
You understand? So,
we spoke to the police commissioner earlier on about the options of you refusing to move inside the stadium. And he said you are aware of the consequences. So are you prepared for the consequences? And what do you think would be the consequences of you not moving into the main bowl of the national stadium?
Very simple answer. Simple answer. You see, because we are in the stadium, we are within the ambit of the law, complying with the positive order of the court. Because we're in the vicinity of the national stadium. Do you understand? We are not in the 3-arm zone. That is why, you see, my appeal before the CP came, you see how peaceful and serene the place was. But with the CP's presence, the atmosphere is charged. So my appeal to my big brother is that you should not take steps that will make the protest degenerate. It's an appeal. You understand? Thank God that he's somebody that I respect, and he has a lot of respect and regard for me. So the idea of me coming here is that I will keep appealing to the protesters, and I will keep appealing to the authorities, because without this synergy, the country cannot work, and this protest will not be as peaceful as we want it. So let me further appeal to the CP, who is my brother, that he should de-escalate the situation. Do you understand? Okay. He's a conflict manager.
Okay. we're still talking about consequences here,
Yeah.
and the police commissioner felt so sure that you know the consequence of disagreeing with him on this issue.
Okay, where are we? Are we not at the National Stadium? We are at the National Stadium. That's why I have spoken about the issue of Konim and die, Konim and bury him.
Obviously, you don't want to talk about the consequence of moving
Which
into
consequence?
the
Because we're in
National
the National
Okay,
Stadium.
but now, talking about
And
consequence.
you know that I've actually not seen the order. I've not seen the order. All I have seen are news reports. And because I'm a lawyer, I must, whether the order is genuine or not, I must advise the protesters to comply.
Okay. Finally, the federal government has called for constructive engagement with the government between and the mass and the protesters. Are you considering having such a constructive engagement?
Believe me, today, if the federal government, if the president bring back fuel subsidy, we will be hailing him here. Yes. We will be hailing the see all these people that are pushing the president. They did not win election. They don't have the mandate of the people. It is the president that has the mandate of the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The ministers don't have the mandate. The aides don't have the mandate. CP, my brother, does not have the mandate. It is the president that has the mandate. So whatever the president does in the best interest of Nigeria, it is the president that will benefit.
We need to wrap up now. We'll come back to you later. Talking about the mandate, he's a lawyer and also the lead convener of this protest. And you have seen that there are clear demands which involves reversal of the fuel subsidy issue, the fuel subsidy situation, and also the need to end bad governance and also to end hunger in the land. So that's the situation right here from the MKO Abiola Stadium. Thank you very much, Dr. Ruben Abati, Rufai Oseni, and Ayo Maris. Thank you very much.